Welcome to another episode of Ship War, my review of This Is the End.
Shipper War. When ship happens, I'm there.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was looking forward to this movie when I saw the trailer, but then after I saw the trailer, I thought to myself, a movie with a bunch of comedic actors in it. Last movie I saw that did the same formula ended up being a train wreck, and that is Grown Ups. So I kept thinking that there's a possibility this movie can be another Grown Up, where you have these talented comedic actors all in one movie, and then the movie just turns out to be very unfunny, and just the story is just doesn't really go anywhere, and it's just overall not a great film. And I'm happy to report, though, this movie was anything but not funny. This movie was hilarious. From the very first scene, you are laughing, to the very last scene, you are laughing. Overall, it was a funny movie. Were there parts in the movie where some jokes fell flat? Yeah, but it didn't bother me because obviously every joke is not going to make me laugh. But this movie overall was just a really funny movie, and if I can compare this movie to any other film that I recently watched that I thought was really funny, is Ted, 21 Jump Street, to name a few. I want to say, if you like any of the movies these actors are in this movie, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, Jay, whose last name, I can't say his last name because it's very French, Craig Robertson, Danny McBride, am I missing anybody else? Any of those people, any movie that those people are in that you've seen that you really like, pretty much this movie is up to that standard when it comes to the comedic timing, the comedic everything. It was just an overall great film. I mean, I'm saying pretty much any movie that you've seen of these guys that you liked, you're gonna like this movie, because this movie has a lot of that element in it. There's even scenes in the movie that kind of spoof off some of these other movies, and also there's cameos from certain people from TV series and or movies that these actors have been in that are funny TV series and are funny movies that end up in this movie. And these are cameos that you have no idea are going to be in this movie because they're not in the trailer. Like, there's a lot of cameos of people that are not seen in the trailer. They appear in this movie and you're like, ha, I wasn't expecting that. So that's great. Avoid IMDb when it comes to the casting list, because I'm not exactly sure if they're all on there, the cameos, but if they are, just avoid it, because the surprises are great when they appear on the screen of these cameos of these certain people. So yeah, overall this movie was hilarious. It was great. As for the romance in it, there's not really a heterosexual romance. There's more of a bromance, and it's a bromance that is truly a Canadian bromance. It's a Canadian connection. I would say this movie centerpiece, its core story, is about these two Canadian bros and their relationship and their friendship, and that's a main part of the movie. But the overall story, I can tell you, what you see in the trailer doesn't give away what the actual story of this movie is about, because I saw the trailer and then I was surprised where they went with the overall story of what was going on with this film. And I want to say this film took me by surprise because it was funnier than I was expecting it to be. There was a lot of tidbits in there. If you're a fan of certain TV shows these people were in, like Freaks and Geeks, that you would see certain people in it and you'll be like, or certain things in the background and you'll be like, oh, that's clever. Overall, this movie is really good. If you're looking forward to this movie, good for you, because you are not going to be disappointed, especially, again, if you like any movie any of these actors were in, comedic movies that you really liked. This movie is going to be just right there. I mean, this is just going to add to that collection of movies as a great comedic movie that you're going to laugh. Overall story you're going to enjoy, and it's just overall a great film with a great twist to it, and the fact that they're playing themselves just even makes it even so much better and so much funnier, because there's so many things that they do that they kind of like make fun of themselves, And it's just overall a great film. I can't praise this movie any more than I already am. So I definitely recommend this movie to, again, anybody who likes any of these actors. If you like these actors, you like a movie they've been in, go see this comedic movie. Gotta stress that. If you like them from a comedic standpoint, go see this film because for sure you are going to laugh. So that is all for this episode of Ship War. Goodbye, and until next time. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Now, I just want to warn you guys, there's going to be a spoiler-filled review. If you don't want